So let's start with what do you mean by Shivkeshwar, your daddy is here. Just no, Rudraksh, your paying attention.
Oh, my God.
Hi, Vasundhara. Okay, so what we are going to talk about is linear equation, and then what do we mean by the slope of a linear equation and related concepts. And what do we mean by y-intercept? Hey Nihan, come on in quickly and settle down and be as quiet as you can. Sit down and be as quiet as you can. Hi Lochita. Happy? Happy?
No.
Be quiet. Alright. So we wanted to talk about what is a linear equation, what do we mean by slope, what do we mean by slope intercept form, and how do we play with that. So if I say look at this line versus this line versus this line versus this line, or line segment to be precise. These are 4 line segments in the coordinate plane. Just by looking at them, let's say this is 1, I call this 2, I call this Arav, I call this Advik. Okay, now among these 4 line segments that you see, what is your observation? Okay, I'll come back to you. Yeah, Dikshita.
The lines are getting like steep and less steeper, like less steeper and less.
So if you're going from here to here, what is happening? It is becoming more steep or less steep? More steep?
More steeper.
Okay. How about you?
Oh, yeah, same thing. Like,
Same thing.
See, because
No, because you are not teaching me anything right now. You have to just first answer it as brief as you can. Yeah.
My cliff is way steeper than a Rob's because it's like has more slope.
Okay. So it is steeper. Now, let me pick Lakshita, Vasundhara and Myra's brain. So that way I have one small brain and I'll have 3 extra brains. That will make it 4. So Lakshita, Vasundhara and Myra, tell me, when you say, okay, I agree to the point that Dikshita and Arav and Advik mentioned that this is less steep, this is more steep, this is more steep, this is even more steep. What does it actually mean? This is my x-axis, this is my y-axis. And again, I'm not trying to put you guys on the spot. I'm just trying to understand how would you look at it. So, what does less steep or more steep mean in mathematical terms? Or whatever way you relate. No, Dikshita, I'll come to you with okay? Let me see how the quiet kids can make me learn something. Now, Vasundhara will not say anything. She is not happy with me. Okay. How about you, Myra?
I'm not really does it mean that the values get bigger?
Okay, at least you said something. No, wait. So Lakshita and Vasundhara, I mean, again, you can say that, okay, I'm probably not sure. That is also okay. That's fine. But give me some perspective here. Saying that I don't have a perspective is okay, but not speaking makes me a little scared.
I don't really know what, I don't really.
Okay. So you're not able to think right now. I would not agree to the point that you don't know, because you guys know it better than I do, for sure. Okay. No, Advik, no. Put your hand down. Hiranya, any thoughts on this one? See, again, I'm making you guys think. There's a reason for it, okay? If I make you guys think, if you are able to think or not able to think, that is all okay. But when I will explain this, then that will kind of make you believe or relate to what was your initial thought process. Okay, let's go to Dikshita. Hiranya got upset with me and distracted. Okay, Hiranya is back. Yes, and Hiranya. So, any thoughts, any perspective on this one? I agree to a point that this is less slope, more slope, more slope. I mean more slope or high, more steep, whatever way you say it. But any other thought? What does slope mean to me?
There's a spider.
That is outside the syllabus. Spider. See, I'm talking about slope. Somebody is telling me there's a spider.
No, on your
The spider is
Chromebook.
outside the syllabus.
On your Chromebook, on your MacBook.
That's okay. That's fine. I don't care.
So cute.
If he wants to learn something, let him learn.
He doesn't like that.
Okay, Dikshita. Yeah, you were saying something.
Probably I think they're like doing in the slope. They're doing rise and run.
Rise and run. You are going the right direction now.
So what did she say?
She said rise and run. Don't fall in the bag. Yeah.
Have I not seen?
Okay. Hey everyone. How are you now?
Good.
Good. Yes, Anita. So, okay, your hands are down.
How to ask about one connection I made. So when you draw all the lines same, I think it just depends on the y-axis changing.
Say that again.
So you drew all the lines what do you call it? Equal. So if I tilt it up, I think the y-axis will get affected. So as the x-axis, because if the y-axis change, the x-axis change too. So
Axis don't change. Axis remains fixed.
oh wait.
Okay. No. Okay.
I'm actually serious with this one.
Yeah.
The higher the y-axis goes, the less decrease that we get for x.
See, I am pretty sure you are thinking the right direction, but you're not able to articulate that. That is why I always insist on thinking and then saying something. You guys hardly make use of your notebook. If you draw something on a notebook and then try relating it and make a concise statement, that makes it more effective. But anyway, that's not a damage done. So the kids who have joined just now, like Bivan, Sanvita, and only Bivan and Sanvita. So kids who joined just now, for you guys to just be on the same page, we are learning the linear equations and try to understand what a slope of a line means, what is going to be a form. We learned about the standard form of a linear equation yesterday, and we will talk about the slope intercept form also today. But so far what we have done is I just drew these 4 lines and I was asking the kids, what is that you see here? So what most of you told me is this is less steep, more steep, more steep, even more steep. That is one interpretation that I could hear from you guys. So my related question was, now what do you mean by steep, more steep or less steep? One answer I got that was little loaded for me, but still point blank, that was rise and run. That's what Dikshita told me. So now let me decode this for you guys, and then you will probably start regretting that you could have told the same thing, because you guys already know it. Okay. Now, if I put 2 lines here, let's say this is my coordinate plane, this is my x and y axis, this line and this line, or line segment rather. If I look at this line segment and this line segment, one observation that anybody would give me is this is less steep and this is more steep. Now when you look at less steep or more steep, let's look at it little more mathematically. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here, this point is, let's say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now you look at this point's coordinates are what? Probably 3, 1. Yeah. This point's coordinate would be probably
8 by 2.
8, 3 maybe.
What about half?
Why are you wasting your energy for 2.5 versus 3? That doesn't make difference.
It's estimated.
It's estimated value. Don't waste your energy for unnecessary things, okay? Now look at this point. What are the coordinates for this one? 3, 2 maybe? And go with the approximate, okay? Don't argue on 2.1 versus 2.15, okay? That will not get you anything actually. Now let's look at this point. This point looks to be probably 4, 5. Yeah? So far this is clear. Whatever you are seeing on the board, at least that is visible and clear, right? I have put two lines and saying this is less steep and this is more steep. And I'm trying to mathematically comprehend this or relate this to understand what do we mean by more or less steep. My catch is rise and run. This is what Dikshita told me. And I'm trying to break this down. Now look at this line. What happened? This starting from 3 going till 8. So x value is changing from 3 to 8. Or it changed by 8 minus 3 equal to 5. Okay? X changed from 3 to 8. Or changed by 5. And how much did your dad is here? Okay. Just 1 second. If I look at y here, y changed from 1 to 3. So y value changed from 1 to 3. So 3 minus 1. This is the first line, okay? X changed from 3 to 8. So the change was total 5. And y changed from 1 to 3, which is by 2 points. Now look at this guy. Here, x changed from 3 to 4. 3 to 4. So total change was 4 minus 3, 1. How much did y change by? Y changed from 2 to 5. 5 minus 2. Now look at this number and this number. In this case, x changed by 5 when y changed by only 2. So meaning if I say for every change of x, so 2 change happened for 5. Or when x changed by 5, y changed by 2. So here if x changes by 1, it's changing by 2 by 5.
Like a ratio?
Like a ratio. For 5 changes of x, y changed by only 2. Okay? So I'm just trying to see for every change of x, how much y is changing? 2 by 5? No, hands down, hands down, hands down. Hands down, hands down, hands down. Don't stop the chain of thought, okay? Now here, Dikshita, wait minute. Just let me conclude, okay? Here, x changed by 5 for 2 change of y. So 5 change of x resulted into 2 change of y. 1 unit change of x will result into 2 by 5 change of y. Okay, this is x and this is y. Now look at this guy. Here x changed by 1. For 1 change of x, y changed by 5. 1 change of x resulted into 3 change of y. Here 1 change of x resulted into 2 by 5 change of y. I know this might be sounding a little tricky, it is not. Now look at this. Here, this is my starting point, this is my ending point. This is less slope, this is more slope. Here we are seeing x changed from 3 to 8, meaning x changed by 5 points, y changed by 2 points, 1 to 3. So for 5 change of x, y changed by 2. So for 1 change of x, or every change of x, y changing by 2 by 5. Well, in this case, for 1 change of x from 3 to 4, y changing by 3 points. So for every change of x, y is changing by 3 points. 3 versus 2 by 5. Now let me take everybody's point. Yeah.
So like when we're subtracting the x and the y, do we take the absolute value of it?
So that's what I'm doing, right? What I'm doing here, I'm saying how much my x is changing by. So x changed from 3 to 8. So x changed by 5. Between this point and this point.
Okay.
How much did my y change? Y changed from 1 to 3. So total change in y we saw was 2 points.
Okay.
So do we always have to do it in unity method to find?
Why, I don't know why you are going that far. Is this part understood? Just tell me yes or no.
Yeah.
Yeah? Stop there. We will come to that. Conclusion part will come to that together. This is not my conclusion. This is for you guys. But don't jump 5 steps and then we would not know what did we do in between 3 steps. So don't jump, okay? So again I am re-emphasizing this one, saying that in this case my x changed from 3 to 8 and y changed from 1 to 3. So basically my total change of x was 5 and total change of y was 2. So for 5 of x, y changed by 2. For every x, it changed by 2 by 5. Yeah. Here in this case, we are seeing that for one change of x, y changed by 3 points from 2 to 5. So here, for every change of x, every unit change of x, y changing by 3 points. For every unit change of x, y changing by 2 by 5 points. Now Dikshita, you had a question as well.
I figured that.
Yep. So now, what is that we are seeing here? My x is changing by this much, y is changing by this much. This much is 2, this much is 5. In this case, here my x is changing by this much, y is changing by this much, y is changing by 3, x is changing by 1. What do you see here? For one change of x, it is changing by 3 units. Here, for 5 changes of x, it's changing by 2 units. So here the rate of change is 2 by 5, meaning every x is resulting to this much change of y. Here rate of change is 3, meaning every unit change of x is resulting to 3 units of change of y. This 3 is more than 2 by 5. This is more slope, more steep. This is less steep. Now going back to rise and run. This is run. This is rise. Right, Dikshita? That's what you're saying, right? This is run and this is rise. For every run, how much is your rise?
Oh.
That is what is called your slope. Here your rise is very little for this much of run. Here your rise is much higher for this much of rise. Your rise is much higher for this much of run.
Oh.
Your slope, your what do you call the where you guys slide down? What is that called?
A slide.
The slide. This slide has a very stiff slope.
Looks like a
If you slide from here, you might fall with your head down. If you slide on this one, it will be a smooth journey. You might not be able to slide even. So here, because the slope is less, meaning your run is less your rise is less for every run. Here your rise is much higher for every run. That is what is called slope. Is that understood so far?
Yeah, now I completely understood.
Yeah. Let me hear it from the screen also. Yeah, Vasundhara, Tanu, Nihan, Hiranya, Samjita. Understood. Now. So you saw that slope of a line means how your y is changing for every change of x. Okay? I'm giving you guys a situation. I'm saying that I have 2 points. 8 is, let's say 3 comma 8, and this is 8 comma 15. This is point B. I have 2 points A and B. Find out the slope of this line, which a line segment which can be made by joining these 2 points. Now let's see who can tell me what the slope would be. No, this is not singing competition, this is a math class. So I'm saying again, repeating the question, I have 2 points A and B. A's coordinates are 3, 8. B's coordinates are 8, 15. I want you guys to find out the slope of this line, which is by drawing, connecting these 2 points.
It's not funny.
You got it?
For every one, there's a 5, 7.
No, tell me the slope.
1, 5, 7.
1, 5, 7.
For every 1 x, there's 5, 7.
Okay. So I'll come to that. Let me see. You might be doing it right. I don't know. I'm not checked it yet.
Okay.
Yeah, Dikshita.
I don't know this is right, but for the x, like the run, I got -5, and for the rise, I got 7.
Okay.
Oh, wait. That's a big
Okay. Yeah, Vasundhara. Vasundhara, you have to be a little louder, beta. Your voice is very, very feeble. Little louder, beta. I can barely hear you.
I can't.
Can everybody hear Vasundhara?
I can't.
I can.
How come you can't?
You don't have to. I'm talking about the kids on the screen.
I love to hear you.
Yeah, Dikshita, anybody, can you guys hear Vasundhara? It's only me.
It's a little.
Only little. Vasundhara, can you tell me one more time, please? Okay, you got 5 by 7. Okay.
Yeah, I got 5.
How about how about Sanrita?
For the rise, I got 7, and for the run, I got 5.
Right, you got 7, you got 5. Okay. Okay. Anybody else? Myra, Lachita, Ivan.
I got 7.
Do you want to slap me because I'm not listening to you? No, right? So why you are bringing your hand almost close to my face?
Wait, I was gonna say like for the run is 5 and the rise is 7.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Lachita, what is your answer?
For the rise, I got 7, and for the run, I got 5.
Okay. Yeah, Nihan, what is your answer?
For the rise, I got for the run, I got 5, and for the rise, I got 7.
Okay. So, see, when I'm hearing you guys, I have a better way to find out the slope. Now, this part is run, as Dikshita mentioned. So, how much is this run? So, it changed from 3 to 8. So, this part is 8 minus 3. This is my run. Okay, which is 5. And what is my rise? It rose from here to here, meaning it changed from 8 to 15. So 15 minus 8 is my rise, which is 7. So you guys got it. Now, what is the slope? Slope is nothing but rise by run.
So y-axis over x.
Y value by the x value.
Oh,
What is so? What is 200? What is 400? Nothing. Here I'm telling you that slope is rise by run. Give yourself 10 seconds to process that. Why not trying to argue with me? Now is this part clear first of all?
yes.
Very, very clear.
Okay. Now what is so or what is 200? Tell me.
I just when you
Okay, so this is called a technique which is in absolute terms called a technique for wasting time. You're wasting your time and my time as well. Don't do that. Now, Simple thing is rise by run, meaning how much is it is rising, meaning how much is y changing for this much change of x, for the change of x. So 7 by 5, that will be your
Slope.
that will be your slope. Come here and do dance in front of the camera. That gets recorded and goes to YouTube also. Then people will see how kids are dancing in the math class. So now if I see anybody dancing here, I will bring him in front of the camera and make him dance or perform that step in front of the camera so it goes to the YouTube.
Please dance. Please dance.
Okay, now come back to this one. So that, okay. Now if you look at this one, so here you should relate it. If your rise is more, your slope is more. Meaning, if this is more, if it's going this much, if it's moving upward very fast or very quickly, that means your slope is going to be more. Now, there's a difference between this and this. Here, guys,
He's not on here.
I don't really care much about it. I'm saying just pay attention. You look at this line, AB, Arav, your dance is not appreciated. And CD, if you look at the rise in this case versus this case, you see the rise is same. The Y chain is the same. This length and this length are the same. Correct? Almost the same. But slope is more in this case because this much rise is happening for this much of run. So your run has a very important role to play. For the same amount of rise, if the run is less, your slope is more, meaning your line is growing fast, very quickly. It is more steep. If for the same amount of rise, your run is more, that means taking much longer time to reach that much height, meaning it's going slow, its slope is less. Is that part clear? Can you guys relate it?
Yes.
Now, so if tomorrow somebody says, tomorrow nobody will say, tomorrow is a Monday, only the class teachers will say, but tomorrow I mean, when you come across a problem like this, if you have a line segment or a line with a slope equal to 1.5, okay? Huh? So this is AB. I am saying slope of AB is 1.5. Now I am asking you to draw a line CD whose slope is minus 1.5. Think. No. You are not following. You are literally killing this guy. You are killing it with what kind of a weapon? I don't know.
I think I got it.
You are killing it. Let me be very clear. Okay. Has everybody thought? I said there is a slope of this line 1.5. I am saying help me draw a line, another line segment with the slope minus 1.5.
Oh.
Actually, I got it because so if it's on the right side, if we push it around and like do that, couldn't that be the opposite side or it could be the negative? Because then
No, could it be, would it be, should it be? I don't care. Give me a convincing answer, then I'll waste my time for you.
It'll be this because it'll be because if it's around the run, will have to be negative so as the slope.
Is it where like the point is higher, like the A point is higher than the B point? Like the A point is high, has a bigger point, has like higher coordinates than the other side.
You are going the right direction. If you plot it on a piece of paper, you'll be sounding more convincing. Okay, let's see. Okay, no, You're not the only child in the class. Let's see what Dikshita has to say.
Like this.
That's the thing I can hear.
Where the A point is higher
Okay,
than
okay.
the B point.
Eat the cotton.
Okay, calm down. Yeah, Dikshita, what is your point?
That wasn't the answer.
What did you have a question here?
No, sir.
Okay. How about you, Vasundhara? Yes, you have raised your hand. Tell me.
Did you want me to tell what it would be if you point a negative 1.5
Yes.
slope?
Yes, I can hear you a lot better, okay? Very clear. Okay.
I think the slope would go from like top left to bottom right in like the other direction.
So let's say this is like this, AB. Are you saying that this will go like this?
No, like the other way, like it intersects like an X.
Like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to say to myself that my IQ level is so high because I'm the one who got it up first.
Okay. So, okay. Now everybody settle down, calm down.
Settle down.
Take a deep breath. Okay? Do meditation. Recall all the gods whom you believe. Okay. Now let's get serious. No unnecessary jokes and waste of time. Now, Advik now. Stay quiet. Now, let's look at it mathematically. This is coordinate plane. I'm saying my slope is 1.5. Okay? Everybody pay attention. When I'm saying slope is 1.5, that means I'm saying my run by rise equal to 1.5. Meaning my x and y both values are positive. Meaning change in y by change in x is positive. So can I say 1.5 as 1.15 by 10 or 3 by 2? Yeah, that's what it is. No, Aditya, you don't have to. You don't have to. Okay.
You asked me to switch run and rise.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good catch. Sorry, my bad. But you know what? Even if I said run and rise, I still wrote it correctly.
Okay.
Change in y by change in x. What is the drama all about?
My bad.
You're doing drama for no reason, Beta.
Oh, yeah.
Here, pay attention here. Yeah, so this was a good catch. It is rise by run, and this is 1.5. So change in y by change in x is 1.5. If I convert this into a fraction, this becomes 3 by 2. What it means is my y is changing by 3 for change of x by 2. So let's plot it, okay? This is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. My y is changing by 3, meaning let's say if my first point was this, let's say 1, 1. So my y has changed by 3. So we are talking about somewhere, this point is somewhere on this line. And my x has changed by 2. So 1, 2. So we are talking about this point. Let's say this is my point B, which is 3, 4. So here we see that my run is 2, it changed from 1 to 3, and my rise is 3, changed from 1 to 4. So 3 by 2. So now if you talk about, so this is how my slope is this. Now if you talk about slope as minus 1.5. So you're talking about minus 3 by 2. Meaning, if I plot this one, my y is changing by 3. Rise.
He's gonna go see me.
I need to
Can you
see.
sit on that chair? We have enough space in this room.
I came over here to
Okay,
see.
no. Okay. So my y is changing by 3, minus 3, and x is changing by 2. Meaning y was, let's say, at some point, it is coming down. So, let's say this was my point C. Let's say y was 5, comma 4. Y changing by minus 3, meaning y came down. 1, 2, why I'm doing this one? Y came down by 3 points. 1, 2, 3. So this became, y became from 4 to 1, and it is coming by 2. So this is 5. So it became 4, and this is probably 3. So what I'm trying to say here is, when you are looking at a negative slope, you are looking at the same graph.
Just reversed.
Just reversed. Same line, but it is reversed. Am I missing something here?
No.
Vasundhara, you said that it will be perpendicular to this one, right? But can you help me find out where I'm going wrong here with the concept? Or what was your thought for saying that this will be perpendicular to this one, like an X?
Well, I think it could also go down like the way you drew it, but like it could go to like the negative points, like the negative code. Well, it can go like an X, but not.
No, I'm just trying to relate that. See, there's one concept that we'll anyways come across that says a line perpendicular to that will have a negative slope of the same magnitude. Okay, so like what you are saying, I'm just trying to relate that. So if I look at this scenario, it is going from here to downward. So my starting point was here, ending point was here. That is how my slope was, positive 1.5. Now if I extend this line here, this way, then also I see my slope is, my y is decreasing and my x is decreasing. Correct. Now I found it.
What you find? Oh,
Have you been paying
oh yeah, I found it.
attention?
I found $1 million note.
No, you found
Okay.
it slow.
Arav, you are not the most important person on the earth who has to keep blabbering all the time. Okay, now I will tell you guys, see, my biggest problem in life is I don't memorize anything except my name. Okay, so now let's say I have this line, okay, let's say this is 1, 1. For this slope 3 by 2, meaning y is changing by 3, x is changing by 2. So it changed from 1 to 3 and y changed by 3 points. So it became 3, 4. Okay. Now this is my slope, right? This is my line which gives me this much of rise as 4 minus 1, 3, and this much of run as 3 minus 1, which is 2. Yeah. Now I'm saying find out a line that will be having the slope of minus 1.5, meaning minus 3 by 2. What it means is y is decreasing by 3 points and x is increasing by 2 points. my rise is minus 3. So it's a negative rise. But x is positive. If my y and x both decreases, then this also becomes minus. And then this will be positive value. That's how it will match the slope. But one has to be positive, one has to be negative. That's the only way I can get a negative slope. Between rise and run, one has to be negative, one has to be positive.
So one has to
Is that making sense?
Yeah, it makes very good sense.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Now visualize that. So my rise has to be negative and my run has to be positive. Meaning this. If I look at, this was my line before, my rise has to be negative, meaning if this was my starting point, my ending points y has to be negative, but x has to be positive, meaning my run has to be in the negative direction, in the positive direction. So it will be like this, and that is why it was, Vasundhara's answer was right. That here if you look at this situation, your rise is negative, it has come down by 3 points. Let's say this was 5, 5. What will be the y of this point? It has to come down. It will be 2. But x has to be positive. It was 5, it would have become 5 plus 2. That is how this is perpendicular to this one.
How would you make like the x negative?
You will make the x negative if you make the line go like this. So here it is more value of x, here it is less value of x. So when you subtract this this value from this one, you will get a negative here. So summary of this is, when you say slope of a line, and thank you so much Vasundhara for making sure that I don't misguide you guys, because I knew that a perpendicular to any line, the slope is negative of that. But when I was not able to visualize that clearly and I was kind of going the wrong direction. So when I heard Vasundhara, that kind of backtracked me and made me think about this one. Okay? So, yep. Yeah, Vasundhara. Who's saying something?
Nothing.
Okay. So here, one thing that we learned is slope.
Like I want to know what slope intercept form.
We'll come to that, but you guys are always trying to run. So rise and run. When you run well, then you will rise. You are trying to do run and rise at the same time. So that will make your slope very high, and then you will fall from the cliff.
Yay!
So come back to it. So what we have learned is a slope of any line segment or line means how is my rise by run is working, meaning how much I'm rising for what amount of run. If for less run I'm rising more, that means my slope is more. For more run I'm rising less, that means rising less for more run. This overall value comes down, my slope is less. Now hands down,
Actually,
hands down.
do you have any tissues?
No. So rise by run gives you the slope. Now we saw that if you have 2 points and you have to find out the slope, what did you do? You found out this distance and this distance. This is a rise. Rise is nothing but if this is x1, y1 and this point is x2, y2. What is your rise? Your rise is y2 minus y1. What is your run? How far you have gone? x2 minus x1. So this becomes your third formula where you will say slope of any line with points x1, y1 and x2, y2 will be rise by run. y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Meaning difference of the y coordinate between ending point and the starting point but divided by difference in the x coordinate of the ending point minus starting point. Yeah. So this becomes another thing that you will see very often. The slope of any line connecting 2 points is y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. And this is nothing but same thing, rise by run. And rise is how much y has changed versus by how much x has changed. Now, other thing that we saw, and again I'll have no shame in praising our Sundara for this. Vasundhara, who is one of the quietest kids, but she has hit a boundary on the first ball today. So when you talk about slope of a line, rise by run, and if you are talking about negative slope of a line, meaning if you have a known slope of something, let's say m, and m could be 1, it could be 25 also. If you have to find out the negative slope of this one, negative slope of this line, that will be a line which will be perpendicular to this one. Okay? So if you have a line AB with a given slope and somebody says find out the slope of line which is perpendicular on this one, that will be negative m. So you multiply the slope by -1, that gives you the slope of a line perpendicular to the line that is given to you. Yeah?
So the opposite way.
Yeah, Dikshita, you're saying something? Okay. Alright. Did everybody follow what I said?
Yes.
Okay.
According to my calculations, my mind.
Can you keep quiet, please?
Okay.
Why? Okay. Tell me, what is the threshold for you to grow up?
What do you mean?
Ask this question to daddy once.
Okay.
That my teacher was asking me at what age I will actually grow up and become a little more sensible. Because if you keep on wasting your time doing all this nonsense that you're doing right now, trust me, this is a big distraction for you to be more successful in your career. This is not a good sign, trust me. Okay? Get rid of that problem. This is a very big problem. Okay? Imagine this same thing. If I come to the class and if I keep doing all drama nonsense that you do as a student, if I do 50% of that as a teacher, everybody will start hating me within half an hour. I know these are strong words, but this is needed. This will get you the right path. Don't waste your time, Beta, please. This is not good. Okay? Is that okay? Please. Coming back to this one. So we saw that what is a slope and what is a negative slope. Anything's negative slope is perpendicular to that. Now let's go back to the next thing that we want to talk about, that is called slope-intercept form. We saw that if you have 2 points x1, y1, x2, y2, and if you join these 2 points to make a line, what will be the slope of the line? Slope of the line we just now saw, which is again rise by run. Rise is y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. This will be the slope always. Okay, this is another thing. Now comes the next thing that says a form of equation, a linear equation which is called slope-intercept form. We saw a linear equation can be represented like this: ax plus by plus c equal to 0. This is a standard form for a linear equation. We saw that yesterday. Do you guys remember? Now we are saying that there could be another form of writing an equation which would be slope-intercept form, that I can write as y equal to mx plus c, where m is the slope and c is the intercept on the x-axis. Intercept on the y-axis, my God. Now let's look at it. Let's say I give you an equation called y equal to 2x plus 5. Okay? Are you guys with me so far? Yeah, Dikshita.
Isn't it supposed to be like y equals to mx plus b?
mx plus c is what I remember, but b is also fine. These are variables, right? You can give it any name. Anyway, you can remember.
So the m is the slope and the c is the intercept?
C is the y-intercept, meaning where it intersects the y-axis. Now, so I'm saying I have a linear equation 2x plus 5, y equal to 2x plus 5. This is the y-intercept form, okay, slope-intercept form. So here 2 is the slope, okay, and 5 is the intercept, meaning this is the point where it will meet the y-axis. Let's see what happens. Okay, now let's put some x and y values and try drawing it. When I say x equal to 0, when x equal to 0, what is the value of y here? 5. When x equal to 1, what is the value of x here? Y here? 7. When x equal to 2, 9. I got 3 points. That will be enough for us to draw this line. Let's do that. This is 0, 1, 2, 3. 3, 6, 9. Okay? Can you guys say it? The whatever we have on the board? Dikshita, are you with me, beta? Vasundhara?
Yes, sir.
Sanvita is very quiet today. Are you okay with whatever we have done so far, beta?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Now, we got an equation y equal to 2x plus 5. Somebody old enough like me is claiming that this is y-intercept form. That means 2 is my slope and 5 is the intercept, meaning where it is meeting the y-axis. I don't believe that. We will just draw this line. What did we do? We put x and y values. We put some x values and found the corresponding value of y. So when x is 0, y is 5 by putting the here equation. When x is 1, y is 7. When x is 2, y is 9. We got 3 points. Let's try drawing it. When x is 0, y is 5. 5 will be somewhere here. This is my 1 point. When x is 1, y is 7. When x is 1, y is 7. Probably somewhere here. When x is 2, y is 9. Somewhere here. When I connect them. Okay. Now, see, I was saying that this is the y-intercept, meaning where it is meeting the y-axis. See, when x is 0, y is 5. Meaning, on the y-axis, x value is always 0. Meaning, this is the point which is 0, 5, where it is intersecting the y-axis. So this 5 is correct. This is the y-intercept. If you ever have an equation like y equal to 4x plus 17, you can blindly pick this point and say this is my y-intercept. We saw it here. Yeah?
That looks simple.
Yeah? Now, how about this guy? So we have just drawn this. We are saying that this is the slope. Let's see if this is the slope. Here, between this one, let's say this is 1 point and this is second point. The slope of the line will be the same always, right? Here, let's pick these 2 points and find out the slope. So my first point is 0, 5 and second point is 1, 7. Let's see if the slope of this line is 2 or not. What is the slope? y2 minus y1. The second value is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. 1 minus 0. 7 minus 5 is 2. By 1 minus 0 is 1. How much is the slope?
2.
Got it?
Oh.
Yeah? Did everybody see what I was doing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Maya, Lakshita, Sundara, Tanu, Sanvita, everybody? Okay, Vivan? Okay. So basically, the y-intercept form or slope-intercept form is another form of representing a linear equation. Are we over time already? No, we have 5 minutes. So we saw that if you are talking about linear equation draws a straight line, and a standard form for linear equation is ax plus by plus c. Now a, b, c are constants or coefficients. We'll figure it out. So this is called the standard form. Second form that we saw or learned today is called slope-intercept form. And that is nothing but y equal to mx plus c. Or if you don't like the letter c, you can say b. If you don't like that also, you can say K. If you don't like that also, you can say G. I don't care much about it. You can choose your letter.
We say Y,
Y equal to?
like the C to Y
Why would you say Y?
for the Y axis.
No, you already have a Y here. You'll get
Oh.
more confusion for yourself.
Okay.
Okay? So Y equal to mx plus c is called the slope intercept form, where c represents the intercept, meaning where it is going to intersect the y axis, and m represents the slope. That is what we saw. Another thing that we saw was, if you have to find out the slope of any line, you will pick up 2 points on the line and subtract the difference of the y coordinates and divide that by the difference of x coordinates. That will give you the slope. And we saw that with the equation also. How do you find the slope? By just having an equation, and how you can relate that with the slope intercept form. Is this part clear so far?
Yes.
Yeah? Alright. Any doubt, any confusion, anything that is bothering you, please feel free to. Okay. How about you, Vasundhara? Everything clear, beta? Okay.
Yeah.
So, Vasundhara, my request to you would be, make sure that you are joining using the same device or means that you used today. This is much clearer, because most of the time when you join, I used to have difficulty hearing you actually. Okay. So this is one good thing, and again, when you participate more, you will learn more, and you will be able to correct some of the things where I could go wrong as well. Okay. So that works best for everybody. Yes.
So like for the m and mx plus c, we have to find the slope first.
So see, this is the form. You will not have the equation like this. The way you have to deal with is, okay, 5x plus 2y minus 18 equal to 0. So you can relate that with this equation. Okay, my a value is 5, my b is 2, and my c is minus 18. So same way, you will not be given this equation like this. You'll be given, okay, fine, I have the slope given to me. Slope is, let's say, 50, and the y-intercept is 2. Find out the equation for the linear. Find out the linear equation for this one. Or you'll be given that, okay, you have 2 points, x1, y1, and x2, y2. Find out the slope of the line, and also write the equation in the slope intercept form. So then you have to relate these concepts, put them back in the formula, and then do it. And again, as I said, I have made your life easier by knocking off T. We have built enough trust, but read, analyze, and then do it. Because as soon as I see you guys raising hand right after hearing the question, that gives me a very clear clue that you have ignored R and A. Okay. Please don't do that. That is dangerous, because when you try solving a math without thinking about it, without putting your thoughts around things, there is a high likelihood of going wrong. Okay? So I'll let you guys go. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Wait for the assignments, and we'll see you guys next Saturday again. Alright?
Thanks, sir. Bye, sir.